Welcome to Lost Future Part 13, the story so far. Having met up with future Luke, Layton and the others form a plan to get into Chinatown. Luke?
Once they get past the guards at the gate, their aim is to sneak into future Layton's base.
Why am I not allowed to introduce my own playthrough?
I was laughing because the fact
Because
that
I'm the main character, I get to introduce it.
reminded me of Final Fantasy.
To be so kind as to stop staring at me like that, young man, it makes a fellow uneasy.
Ernest? Wow, he got shorter. My apologies, sir. It's just that you're wearing such a troubled expression. By the way, I love doing a movie, Ernest Goes to Jail.
Ah, well, I've been pondering this puzzle all week, you see, and I still can't find the solution.
Of course.
Won't you help an old man out?
Yes. Basically, I'm showing more off a little more of the new puzzle animations we've had.
This is a Layton-gram. Ha 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 ha. To reveal the key, you must fit the 5 pieces that make up the top hat into the shape of the key, without overlapping the pieces or leaving any empty space. Can you do it? You can flip the pieces if necessary.
So once again, we're showing off what Layton's hat can do. It's another one of those turn Layton's hat into this.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a hat of many talents.
Indeed. We've seen that hat can turn into an ostrich. I think it can turn into a smaller hat. It can turn inside out. It can also turn into a car at some point.
Okay, that's interesting. You're supposed to put that in the... No, left.
I'm
Come
thinking,
on,
Professor.
it's right there.
Give me a moment.
Go up. Go up. God damn it. Even I can solve this
Layton's body is not
Come on, guys. Let's try and help pass Pedro out. Oh, wait. Now somebody get the time machine.
You had it right.
There we go.
My brain farted for a bit, I
Allow
think.
me to present my solution.
There you go, Layton. Your own Keyblade.
Of course.
Puzzling?
A true gentleman always has a keyblade.
I love how cocky he sounds. Puzzling? I think not.
I got it from the professor.
Am I that cocky?
No, that's one interesting thing, because Luke is actually that's interesting you say that, Jova, because Layton Pierce, like myself, also noticed that right from the beginning that Takumi, you can tell it's Takumi writing him, because he did go overboard with the some of those moments, yeah, like you just said. Anyway, the one thing that I find interesting is that I mean, you know how Luke is apparently as he grows older into a teenager, he's become more cocky. But then again, he is a teenager, so I guess it fits. So
puberty
and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke's
more accomplishments, you get more pride.
Ding! Who's that lovely girl you're with?
Oh, hi, Max. Where's your sister May? Oh, you mean Flora?
Yeah, she's out.
Sure, I get ready.
Ding, ding, ding! Correct! What a pretty name! You got to introduce us.
Ooh, someone... Okay.
But that could cost time paradox.
Who's this? Hi, are you one of Luke's friends? It's nice to meet you.
Plot twist, it turns out that Flora is Max's great-great-grandmother.
No, Jova, this is not Fire Emblem Awakening.
Ding, ding, ding! Oh yeah, Luke and I go way back. We're old pals.
Sure.
Could be.
Anyway, you have a lovely day, Flora.
All in due time, Pedro. Funny. I didn't realize you fought so highly in me, Max.
Well, now I do, because the power of boners is stronger.
The plot requires it. Anyway, talking to the granny. Oh, Minnie, sorry.
Alright, Chira, you be Minnie. Why not?
Okay. Oh, hello. You're not from around here, I take it.
I suppose you could say that. We're here on an investigation. A very special one.
Don't spoil it, Luke.
Yes, and all this walking we're doing is really starting to catch up with me.
Oh, bitch, you wanted to come on.
Flora, did your voice deepen? Are you going through puberty?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Tired, eh? Well, you know what always perks me up? A nice chunk of chocolate.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to say a puzzle.
I've got some in my pocket. In fact, would you like a piece? You have to solve a puzzle to get it from me.
Like one? I'd love one.
Or tough.
So I guess that's two things that Akira Ino loves to death: cats and chocolate.
I think I spoke too soon. This chocolate got a hole in it. How am I gonna cut it up now? Would you mind if I had a look at it? I think I can help.
Alright, time to cut the chocolate then.
Also, am I the only one who's a bit creeped by the fact that Flora has like black eyes?
Oh yeah, that's just a Kusanagano.
A 5 centimeter by 10 centimeter bar of chocolate is a 5 centimeter by 1
sorry,
centimeter
Professor,
piece.
I'm not here. I'm not going to school for this.
Broken off from it. Shut up. As shown in the image below, the chocolate bar also has a 5mm diameter hole drilled into it at the location shown in the image. How many more pieces can you break off from the remaining chocolate bar that are the exact same size and shape as this one? Any piece that contains even a small part of the whole can't be included in the count.
Like, seriously, this is not a
so-
puzzle. This is like a geometry text.
Well,
So someone actually thought to drill a hole in a piece of chocolate.
Well, this one
you
is
guys
not.
have to do
well,
that
if
over
it makes you
in
feel any
Britain.
better, Teo, this puzzle is completely optional, so you can completely ignore it if you don't want to watch all this one. Like they only do the more geometry puzzles in the optional ones. The actual obligatory puzzles are much more logic-based, unless it's something like. I mean,
Curious Village.
The worst you can get in obligatory puzzles is the puzzles where you have to put something from one side of the maze to the other side of the maze by moving pieces around. But aside from that, the geometry ones are left at in the options shit. Anyway.
What advice to you if you don't like having to play through tougher puzzles that you know
No,
don't
it's
even have
not.
to do with
It's not a thing of tougher because I also like some tougher. This is geometry puzzle like this tries to be intimidating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The thing
I
that
nev-
just the premise makes you go, oh.
I never really found them that way. That said, I'm one who loves math, so I can see where somebody who's not really into math is coming from. But as I was saying to you, it's like, well, what I was saying to you is like, well, if you're not into like doing puzzles that you know you probably won't like, and like geometry puzzles like this up the wazoo. Be forewarned in Curious Village, which was the first game, they tend to force quite a few puzzles even during the
They didn't quite have the formula refined as they had it in this game. So anyway, actually, Job, I don't know. This one to me feels more calculation than geometry per se, because it's about calculating the using.
I wasn't saying that this one's geometry. That was you saying this one's geometry. I was saying
So I
this
guess
is
it's
more
more
math.
math than geometry.
It's more math than actual geography. Geography. Ugh.
Oh,
Ignore me.
wait, hold on. You thought it was geography? I don't know. Well, in the case of geometry, I mean, if you're working with surface area or volume, yeah,
Hold
that
on,
is
I think
technically
she has something new here, doesn't she?
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I have to admit,
Correct.
her giggle is pretty adorable. I'll admit, her giggle is pretty adorable.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, girls who have perfected the art of giggling.
All right, Shira, get ready.
I'll be right back.
Or
Sorry.
not.
Did you just say chocolate?
Holy, now everyone can have some. Here you go, you two.
Thank you very much.
How you? Okay.
It's delicious. If only I had a glass of milk to go with it.
Now you're just pretending, Luke. Come on.
All right, new delivery request.
Sweet.
So once again, this is just me being fucking obsessive with the new things. So I just can't stand that. Like ever since Kingdom Hearts 2 was the one who. Oh, hold on. Okay. Oh no, I don't talk to Bell. All right. Oh, seems like I predicted it. Okay.
Yeah, how lucky.
All right.
Oh, it's nighttime all of a
All
sudden.
right, Joe, it's your show.
Look, there's Bostro. Yes, I'd recognize that white pinstriped suit anywhere. Quick, everyone, hide!
And by hide, I mean click on him. You're supposed to be on guard, dude, you clown! Stop slacking off! I wasn't slacking off, Bostro. I was just... Grah, you know the only thing I hate more than a loafer is a loafer who makes excuses.
Okay.
But there ain't no buts about it. That attitude is what stops you moving up here in this here organization.
Indeed.
What? You know what? You're finished here. The family don't need no clowns like you. Get lost.
Wow.
Oh, come on, Bostro. Don't kick me out. I ain't got nowhere to go.
There. Did you hear that?
I did indeed. Oh, good. Just in time.
Okay, I didn't miss any lines, did I?
No, actually, you missed your first.
Yes, I heard get lost loud and clear.
What about Squawk?
What about Squawk?
Okay.
Did he manage to pick it up?
Flora, why do you sound masculine now?
Because I'm still
Professor, trust me, you don't have
about-
trust me, Professor. You don't want to know the answer to that question.
Did you hear that big man said? Did you hear what that big man said, Squawk?
Get
Lost. Remember the webs. Get lost. Get lost.
It's uncanny how much he sounds like Bostro.
Sorry, Pedro, I forgot.
Thanks to the power of different voice actor. Actually, it's interesting.
It's like that. It's sort of fooled those two guards at the gate. Let's head back to Chinatown.
It's interesting too. There's actually a voice actor joke in one of the Yokai Wikipedia segments at the end of an episode, like where basically Kate and Jimmy are using Whisper's voice actor to imitate him.
I can't imagine Johnny Young Boss voicing a guy of that.
Do you know this statue, Luke?
Okay.
Hmm?
A lot of
Oh, the one with the man that looks like the professor. Of course I do. Saying it just now got me thinking about, the future.
Is everything going to be chrome? Aw.
One thing in particular occurred to me. You know how everything is going to turn out? I mean, you know me. So you already went through this scenario 10 years ago, didn't you? Actually, Luke, well, in a way, yes. But I can't tell you what's going to happen. See, we're running on
Time
the specific timeline. You having that knowledge would alter the course of history, you see.
Yeah.
Some of the things that are supposed to happen might not happen at all. I mean, we are trying to change the
Because
future.
you see,
after all.
Luke, by changing the future, you change the past.
Oh my God, Theo! Please don't. Do you have to remind us of 13-2 every time we do this?
Well,
So
the
let me get-
intro kind of reminded me that.
You know what's funny?
And the story so
Oh my
far.
God! He even says we wouldn't want to add to the chaos.
We wouldn't want to add to the chaos,
Oh
now would we? Wow. You know what's perfect? Hey Tio, you weren't there in Last Spectre, but in Last Spectre we sort of met Vanille's Australian cousin.
Kind of, yeah.
Joyful.
But Vanille's voice actress is Australian, isn't she?
Georgia
does this
Van
mean that-
Kuilberg?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
So does this mean that by Azure Legacy we'll get a comparison to Lightning Returns?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not.
is there
Then
ever
who
a-
am I?
Is there ever a Professor Layton game where Troy Baker voices one of the characters?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
Miracle Mask.
yes.
Miracle Mask.
And
And
Laura
Laura
Bailey
Bailey is in it too.
Ugh, of course.
Oh,
They
goody.
must come couple.
Well, Tail, like I said before, at least instead of being married to Troy Baker, she's married to Matthew Mercer, aka Discount
Yeah.
Troy Baker.
Yeah,
So,
right. You told me that.
Therefore, I was you in the past, but you may not be me in the future, do you see? Basically, long story short, he's just saying that since the timeline's gonna get changed because they're trying to prevent this bad future, it's incredibly polluted, so Luke may not know things that future Luke knows.
and as Luke just said, time travel sure is complicated.
Yep.
Anyway,
I'll pod you, Layton.
Some call me Johnny will say that it's bullshit, but that's just a different
oh,
opinion.
hey Graham.
Bye, Graham. Did we make a King's Quest joke already?
Oh, there he is. Salutation.
Salut-
Go ahead, Deuce. Sorry.
Salutations, my amigo. I'm afraid I'm a little bit lost.
Remember, I'm
Yeah, I know.
Hello there, Pavel. Fancy meeting you here. Where are you trying to get to this time?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Pavel is so bad at falling directions that he actually somehow managed to get into the future.
I
was sure that this
I
is-
read a magnificent article about the grounds of the world and decided to come and see them.
You see, basically, Tail, the running gag with this character is that he always shows up in every game of the original trilogy. His gag is that he has is an explorer who has a horrible sense of direction. And he always manages to somehow get to the most weird places, even though he's trying to get to some Like, for example, he's trying to get to... he's trying to get to...
Hey, Squiddy. I was on my way to discover the subterranean ruins of Rome when I got lost.
That's right, he's trying to get to Rome, and somehow he went up in the future London. Go figure.
Unless this is future Pavel. Wait, you were on your way to Rome and ended up here?
Yeah, that's kind of...
well, Teo, didn't they...
The road of a traveler is long and windy.
Besides, isn't there a saying that goes, all roads lead to Rome?
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah, all roads go...
Seeing as how we bumped into each other like this, though, how about the puzzle Port de la Route?
Port de la Route.
Oh, Pedro, that reminded me of a Downfall parody I've seen recently, where, you know that Gunchi character, the one in the parodies is very clueless and stuff?
Yeah.
He went out for a walk in a parody, and yet in 1 hour he somehow managed to end up in Toronto.
By the way, Dwebs, you were before the Bluetooth Luke started talking, you were gonna say something about voice actor or something?
I can't remember now.
I told you to hold on to that thought. Oh well.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm sure when I watch this video again with the commentary on, I'll probably put it in like a annotation or something.
Sure, why not?
What I plan to do is if I get anything wrong factually, I'll just put an annotation on that.
Basically, in the first game, Teo is trying to get to America, but he somehow ends up in Saint Mystère. Don't ask how, he just does.
This one's as good as solved.
There you go.
I knew it.
Yes, Luke, of course you do it.
Oh, and you know what?
Huh? Where have they gone?
Always.
They must be preparing for the Frog Capella.
Lunar leapfrogs.
Speaking of Frog Capella, yes!
Magnifique! With that
never
sword,
mind.
I'm ready to return to my travels. Arrivederci, and happy travels whenever you...
No, Dribs. It's pronounced Arrivederci.
Well,
Arrivederci!
It's pronounced Arrivederci, you fucktard.
Arrivederci, then.
Yeah. Like I said, Arrivederci.
anyway, basically...
What's
and that's the last we've
the
seen
epic
of that.
rap battles of history between Christopher Columbus and Captain James
well, Teo, the gimmick with Pavel is that since he's an
No, I
explorer
know,
who's-
real different languages and shit. I was just referring to pronunciation.
Okay.
Mm.
Alright, now we can finally get into Chinatown.
Alright, Luke. This is our chance.
Or your chance, whoever.
Gosh, my heart is pounding!
What,
Not
did-
too much, otherwise future Luke will explode too.
Just relax. All we have to do is stay out of sight and let Squawk work his magic.
Indeed.
So I'll do the squawking and Pedro does the
Yeah.
talking.
Alright, once again, you're the big guy, I'm the small guy.
Oh, this post is the pits. I can't wait to clock off so I can get my laughing gear around a hot meal.
Aren't you the small guy, Pedro?
Yeah, I am. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sounds good, bro. What I wouldn't get for a peppermint pasty with some mushroom gravy.
Pasty.
Pasty, whatever.
I like stroking my beard.
But hey, keep it down. Bostro will turn our eyes if he hears us talking food on the job.
The guy's stuck in the mud. It's like all he does is watch us to see if we mess up. What a rotter to have as a boss.
True.
And why do I sound Russian all of a sudden?
Because I'm expensive.
Alright, Squawk, do your thing.
Okay.
Psst, Squawk! You're on!
I wonder if that's actually the behind the scenes stuff that made it into the film.
The game, you mean?
The game, sorry.
Got lost! Got lost!
Did you hear that, bruv? It was Bostro.
Yeah, he told me to get lost. Or was he talking to you?
No, he was talking to me. Why you? Why do? I think he meant both of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. Aye, Bostro. You don't need to tell us twice. We'll get lost immediately.
Nice work, Squawk. Excellent. I think we can finally get into Chinatown now.
Well done, Lukes.
And it's all thanks to our friend Squawk. You can stop saying that by now, Squawk.
Oh wait, he was supposed to say get lost. Sorry, I was looking at Chiro's things.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why you
Sorry.
weren't speaking. Sorry.
Sorry, I fucked up. Anyway.
Oh boy,
Oh,
a
no.
puzzle door.
That's a puzzle counter.
Oh,
Oh no! Wait, why oh no?
Yoko Ono.
These things count how many puzzles you solve. That's right, they can read your mind and figure out how many you solved. The door will only open for people who solve the required number of puzzles.
Yeah, and apparently they're reset after each game, so...
Here, have a look at the display on the front of the machine. It says 50.
which is exactly the number I have. Well, 51.
You've got
but-
at least 50 puzzles under your belt, I hope. I don't know, but I can't wait to try out the machine. The future's just full of fancy gadgets.
Don't go messing around, Luke.
Bzz. Puzzle count confirmed. Access granted.
Well, that takes care of that.
Phew! I was worried for a second, but it looks like we can get through now.
There we go then.
If Layton's such a dick, why don't you just have like 100 puzzles?
Ah, Chinatown. British version.
Your future self is just down this road. Don't you find it a bit unnerving?
It's quite a peculiar sensation, I must admit.
Chinatown doesn't look nearly as good as this. Actually, to be fair, I wouldn't know. I've never been Chinatown. It was just a joke Layton would make.
I assure you, the man is real.
My Layton, anyway.
You'll see soon enough.
Are you sure you're not leading us into a trap?
Well, it's dangerous either way.
True.
Yeah. For all I know, future Luke could be a traitor and luring us into a trap.
Well,
Oh, come on, Professor.
we
You
just have
think
to see
everybody...
what's
Oh, come on,
going on.
Professor. You think everybody's a traitor anyway.
good day, whippersnappers. Tell me, have you ever stopped to admire this marvelous arch? It was constructed to welcome lucky spirits into the area.
So it's like that arch in Spirited Away at the beginning.
It certainly is a breathtaking piece of art. I take it you're familiar with this part of the city?
There you go. There you go. Since you've never been to Chinatown, you'll be able to go to cartoony Chinatown.
You mean Chinatown? You could say I know a thing or two about the area, I suppose.
After all, I live here.
Yes.
As the name suggests, it's full of restaurants and shops selling goods from Asia. One thing most people don't know is that the buildings here aren't that old, despite their appearance.
I like how
I've also heard that the family's headquarters are in this area.
it's clearly Asian, but the music is not too stereotypical like most other games do it.
Reminds me of Jeanne d'Arc as in its style.
Same composer too.
Yeah, I know, but I mean the instrument used in this particular part. Of
What
course,
the professor wants to know is if you can tell us how to get there. You don't mention words, do you, boy? I admire that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you solve my puzzle, I'll point out the family's headquarters for you.
And then I'll get assassinated for being a traitor.
Oh, I really like this one.
When counting on this... Okay, you read it then.
When counting
When counting on his fingers,
No, I
there's
said Pedro,
central
not
amount.
you. Shut up.
But on
When counting in
no,
the
I
order
don't
you see
get
the
the
pitches
puzzle.
below. After he's counted from 1 to 5, he returns to his thumb and goes on counting in the same order, starting with 6. If he continued counting in this way, which finger would he land on when he got to 763? Circle the correct fingertip. And before anyone asks, yes, this is one of those puzzles that makes you think there's going to be a lot of calculation involved, but there's not at all. It's a matter of thinking about logically of So yeah, basically counts to 5, and then he goes back to 6 in the number 1, like we see in the picture, and then he goes from there. So which finger will he end at in the?
Oh, and okay, future Luke.
This one's
I don't care.
easy.
Future Luke, I don't care how old you are. You still must follow my orders.
Maybe you're thinking
Professor,
about
that
this
wasn't
too
me
much.
who was trying to talk with you.
Try counting your
That
own.
was the
Try
guy who
counting
gave
your own
the puzzle.
fingers. Teo might have cut them. You know.
Depends if you're naughty or nice.
Well, I wish I could count on my own fingers, but Tia would probably cut them off.
Yeah.
Yep.
No matter how big a number is, the rules for counting to it remain the same. Don't think too hard. That's the key. No matter how big a number is, the rules for counting it remain the same. That's the key to the puzzle.
I wonder if that was level 5's tagline for the plots of this series.
Count to 20 on your fingers and see where that gets you. If you still don't see it, try counting to 30. You can do it.
I wonder if "Don't think too hard" is what the level 5 motto goes by when they're making their stories.
I guess so, since not thinking too hard often works for them.
Well, to be fair, that's just in the Layton
see if I've
plots.
got this
Like
right.
when it comes to their RPGs, they don't really have that.
as I
They don't really require all that suspension to lead aside from being a fantasy world and shit.
High 5! That's right. You'll land on his little finger. No matter how high the number he counts to, each number in the ones column will always fall on the same finger. When the ones column contains a 3 or 8, he always ends on his little finger, which he then broke. It's very painful.
Precisely.
And what's that? What was that? What's that person in the background with an exclamation mark? Is he frightened? Is he that frightened of small dogs?
I guess.
I guess maybe.
I think I've noticed that.
I'm guessing Takuza Nagano. I'm
You
guessing
made
Takuza.
short work of that puzzle, so here's your reward.
I'm guessing Takuza
See that tall building?
I'm guessing Takuza Nagano was feeling random when designing the artwork for that puzzle, so he felt, a guy afraid of dogs, why not?
That one over there.
That's the one. It's called the Towering Pagoda, and it's the family's base of operations.
That's right.
The person in charge is said to be more monster than man, and he's got the hat, just like yours.
Yep,
He's more machine.
Dick Layton, alright. More of a monster than the man.
Enough of that unpleasant
definitely
topic.
Dick Layton.
Enjoy your time in Chinatown. Good day.
He's more machine now than man.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
That.
Another banana
Look at
puzzle.
that.
I love these.
There's another banana skin gnawing on the ground.
God damn it, London! You guys leave so many bananas
Someone
peels.
around here has a taste for bananas and an aversion to bins.
Is that
know,
like
right?
the guy from the first trial of Justice for All?
Yeah. Not to worry, Professor. I'll pick it up.
Luke, no, it's a trap! Speaking of which, Luke,
What is it, Professor? Let me guess. Remind you of a puzzle.
I just thought of another banana skin puzzle.
Of course.
And here he goes again.
I love this.
I can't help it, Luke. Puzzles are my life.
They are.
Don't worry, Professor. I'll solve it.
Make your way from the start to the goal, but be wary of banana skins. Whenever you step on one, you'll slide without stopping until you hit a wall. Can you find a solid route through these slippery streets? Touch your arrow to move in that direction. Whoa!
Not to mention, even though we were still halfway from Miracle Mask.
Luke, can you give me directions?
Not to mention, even
Yes,
though.
Professor. Head this way, then that way.
Alright.
Not to mention, even though we're halfway from Miracle Mask, you can already guess where his love for puzzles comes from. So.
Yep.
Yes.
How about this?
Well, I managed to get to the end and only managed to sprain my
That's a
arm.
relief.
Indeed. Bananas are
Bonanza!
sweet and delicious. Most people are used to eating the common bola.
Whoever left this banana skin here could be due with learning a few manners.
True.
I'm just glad we found it before someone slipped on it. Namely me.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, after all, if I'm not here, there is no Professor Layton.
Well, about Layton 7.
Level 5, you relegate my series to iOS material.
See you, everybody, for the
And
next
we'll
part.
see more
See you,
ranting and
everybody.
raving in the next part.